I have been fighting injustice my entire life. That fight has continued as your mayor. Despite our pleas, when the federal government did nothing as its broken immigration policies overloaded our shelter system with no relief, I have been facing these lies for months since I began to speak out for all of you.
So he's claiming that because he was critical and harsh toward Joe Biden's, handling of the border, that is why he was made a target. There are others who are alleging that, like, look, there's all sorts of criminality in New York City, and isn't it convenient that they went after the black mayor, basically implying that this is a racially motivated attack against Eric Adams. But I want to be clear, there are plenty of people who aren't buying that argument, including the gentleman that you're about to hear from in the background as Eric Adams was trying to have a press conference.
So here we are today back on the Young Turks, and Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks is talking about New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who apparently is under fire and facing some indictments or something like that. I don't keep track of that kind of stuff from my lofty perch over here on the other side of the ocean, but I think I've heard something about that. Anyway, and of course, racial politics comes up, as it always does. And frankly, judging by his little opening statement there, I wasn't that impressed. I've never heard Eric Adams speak, and I don't think I need to hear any more, but I guess we're going to hear it anyway. Let's see what the Young Turks have to say about this.
Let's watch.
Your policies are anti-black. You're a disgrace to all black people in this city. The things that you have done are unconscionable. You hurt our schools. Our streets are dirty. Our children are harassed by police. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You can shush me all you want, but the people are with us. And this is not a black day. This is a justice day.
That guy heckling, that was brilliant. He reminded me, if anybody knows that channel, Long Beach Griffey, you know him? He's a black guy. He's very funny, and he's got hundreds of videos up. But one of he's got, from time to time, he has one where his dad is yelling at him from off screen, and it sounded just like that guy, just screaming at him. You're useless. You're you're an embarrassment to me. You're this. You're that. It sounded just like him. Check out Long Beach Griffey for that. Anyway, let's get back. That was pretty amusing. Let's see what the Young Turks have to say about that disgruntled citizen of New York City and his relationship with Eric Adams.
That couldn't have been fun for Eric Adams, but he certainly deserved it.
Yeah. So all of a sudden the African garb comes out, charges of racism come out because, whenever you're, Menendez, same thing, in New Jersey, the senator there, oh, they're targeting me because I fight so hard for Latinos. First of all, do you?
Do you? Yeah.
You fight mainly for your donors.
No, my favorite excuse for Menendez having the gold bars is because I'm Cuban. I mean, I'm ready for anything. Got to make sure I protect my money, and I do so in the form of gold bars.
What? I haven't heard about this, but I like it. I like this guy's style. Did he have a bunch of gold bars hanging around or something? No, it's not illegal to have gold bars, but like a big bar of bullion, that's worth a lot of money. Interesting.
Obviously.
Yeah, and Biden was targeting you. Look, Biden can barely walk, talk, or think. I mean, he can barely function. You think he's bothering to target the Democratic mayor of New York?
Whoa, listen to Cenk Uygur talking about Joe Biden. He can barely walk, talk, think, or function. Wasn't Cenk just a couple months ago, right before Biden dropped out, wasn't he still singing Biden's praises? I'll have to go back and look that up, but I don't think he was saying this right before Biden dropped out of the race. Oh, very interesting.
It's absolutely absurd, but I got hilarious parts for you, I gotta tell you. First, Marco Antonio, one of our members on YouTube, made a good point. Eric Adams is being controlled by the big kebab industrial complex. Now I gotta deal with this, okay? Okay, see, we do a different kind of show here. A lot of leftists would be offended,
Okay,
right?
but Turks do be making those kebabs.
And they are big. to be fair. And we have done, I mean, just go to Germany. There is a big kebab industrial complex.
There really is.
Okay. Anyways, Marco, that was funny. Thank you. Appreciate it. Become one of our funny, smart members by hitting the join button below, and I'll read your comment during the airs. So Eric Adams is really vulnerable because he's down to 28% approval. And so it's not like he's got a lot of folks to back him up because of this. And so now here comes the hilarious parts of the story. There's one Turkish guy called the promoter, and he says, why don't I get, I'm making up accent, okay, why I don't get him $100,000, okay, and sorry for using my dad's actual accent, okay, and his, Eric Adams staffer says, no, quote, that could cause a big stink later on, so they say, I don't think Adams is gonna accept it. You go to Adams is like, $100,000, yeah, accept. Staffer's like, really? Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay. So these are according to the allegations, and then he's going to do giant travel to Turkey. He's going to stay at the Four Seasons, fly first class. The tickets are worth at least $15,000 for him and his wife, right? And so the Turkish guy says, oh, no, it's okay. It won't be free because he's going to register as flying. We have to say, we'll charge him $50. And so the staffer goes, no, dear, $50, what? Quote a proper price. And they're like, please, and they say, please make it 1,000 or so. Let it be somewhat real.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Oh my God.
They're like, we want to take the bribe. We just, if you make it $50, everybody will know we're being bribed. So hilarious. And then the last one, this is my favorite. So you know how the FBI raided his car and went in and got his electronic device? He didn't have his cell phone on him at the time. So they said, okay, well, Mr. Mayor, we're gonna need your cell phone. He said, oh, no problem, I'll get it to you tomorrow. Okay, he says he didn't have it on him. Anyway, so he brings it to them, and before it had a 4-digit security code, now all of a sudden it has a 6-digit security code.
Okay.
And they're like, Mayor Adams, why did you improve the security on your code, right, on your phone?
To make it harder for you, bro.
No. He says, so that his staff wouldn't inadvertently or intentionally delete the contents of his phone. He's trying to protect the evidence against them in the phone. He doesn't want the staffers to get rid of it.
Right.
So they say, the investigators say, oh, okay, well, no problem. Thank you for protecting that evidence. So what's your 6-digit code? And he's like, I forgot.
How is he this dumb?
Yeah, he sounds like a real piece of work, this Eric Adams. So, sounds like there's quite a bit of evidence against him. I don't know anything about it, nor do I really care. New York is, I assume, going through one of its shithole phases right now. Seems to be the case. I don't really follow it, but, you know, it kind of goes in waves. Depends who's in charge. Of course, it's a Democrat. I assume Eric Adams is a Democrat. I assume he's got a lot of racial grievances, or he panders to racial grievance groups in the city, all that stuff. Let's carry on. This is interesting.
No, but that's the thing that stands out to me the most. Like, how are you this dumb? By the way, good job throwing your staff under the bus. What a piece of crap. But, like, did you not think this through? Did you not think through that the investigators are gonna ask for the code?
Yeah, and so that's why he said, oh, I have a genius idea. I'll just tell him I forgot. They're like, you changed the code yesterday.
God.
You already forgot it? He's like, yep, and I'm not guilty at all. Biden and the deep state are targeting me. If you say so, brother, if you say so, but it doesn't look like it.
Now, he intends to finish the remainder of his term, assuming that he isn't tried and put in prison. But he doesn't want to step down, even though there are increasing calls for him to do so. AOC called for him to step down just yesterday. The only person who can remove him from his position is Governor Kathy Hochul, and so far, she has given no indication that she intends to do that. So.
Yeah, now, fun fact, after the election, it is actually possible that Mayor Adams and President Trump could share a jail cell in New York.
Okay, I would like to dispel the notion that Trump will ever end up in prison.
Yeah.
Oh, Cenk's getting excited. He thinks Trump might go to jail. And look at Ana dispelling the notion.
Okay, he's not.
Eric Adams, see, that's where race comes into play, a tiny, tiny bit.
I don't think so. I don't think it's about race so much as his position. He wasn't president. Like, I just think.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
But a white, rich, powerful mayor of New York like Bloomberg ain't going to prison. right?
We've seen white politicians get sentenced to
To be
prison.
fair,
Yeah.
Wow. Of course, Cenk, of course. Right as I was about to stop the clip, Cenk has to come out with something like that. You know, yeah, rich white guy, they don't go to prison, rich white powerful guy. And as Anna points out, plenty of white politicians have gone to jail. I think, was it a governor of Louisiana? What was his name? I want to say Huey Lewis. Huey Long, was that it? Didn't he even serve as governor while in jail or something like that? I don't know. I heard about that a long time ago. But of course, well, good on Anna for telling Cenk that he's full of shit. And it sounds like a silly story. I wouldn't want to live in New York City. It sounds like, ground zero for all the nonsense, the corruption, the wokeness, the libtardery, the leftism, the destruction of once great cities by Democrat administrations, Democrat mayors and Democrat city councils and all that. It's just sad. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments about that. And in the meantime, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And it helps me grow the channel and continue making content.